Today we have with us Vance farrier from Phoenix, Arizona. And here in the southeast, especially this time of the year, we're dealing with a problem in the foot called an abscess. And number one, I'd like to get Vance's thoughts on maybe what an abscess is. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
How would you answer that question, Vance?
I would say an abscess is an infection in the foot that can either be caused by bacteria. It can also be caused by bruising, and generally what happens is that portion of the foot erodes through infection and can cause undue damage to the sensitive tissue of the foot.
Do we see any signs of lameness?
Yes, we will. We will on certain occasions. If that abscess works its way and undermines into sensitive tissue, you will definitely see some lameness from the horse.
And as far as treating an abscess, what would you suggest to the horse owner?
Initially, if you've got pain with the horse, the best thing to do is to get that abscess open and relieve any pressure. That's not always something that the farrier should do up front. Maybe it's something that a veterinarian should do. But at least open up that pressure, get that site open, and get it disinfected.
Okay. So once that site is open, it's very important to use some form of a disinfectant, antimicrobial.
Yes, sir.
Is there any need to pack the site or anything like that? Or
in certain instances, yes.
Depending on where the problem is,
yes,
whether
sir.
It's the coronary band or whether it's the sole of the foot,
yes,
or the
sir.
hoof wall, or
the main thing is you want to keep debris. If it's on the bottom of the foot, in the sole, you want to make sure you want to keep debris from getting packed in there. So you want to use something that's got some substance to it that is not going to let any of that debris, get packed in the site.
Okay. And so often I hear from the horse owner, a lot of times they'll tell me that they have this persistent problem with abscessing. It's just a constant problem. Mm-hmm. Is there anything the horse owner might do to help lessen that?
I would say look at the horse's environment, what type of pasture or pens that they're standing in. Make sure you keep your pen clean and see if that's the issue and the cause of the abscess. And if they're in a fairly clean conditions, I think the next step is to solicit your veterinarian for maybe something that's coming through pathology and possibly being caused by rotation in the foot. And when I say look at the environment as well, what type of terrain is the horse on? Rocky terrain can cause bruising that can in turn cause a subsolar abscess. So there's quite a few factors to look into. And it can definitely be more than one.
Mm-hmm. I've also heard that there are certain areas of the U.S. they'll refer to that abscess as graveling.
Mm-hmm.
Heard of that before?
I have heard of it. And the case with that is it comes from being on a gravel road, a gravel area, especially when you get into something about the size of pea gravel or a pebble. That's like a human walking on a nail bed. It can cause that bruising that I referred to earlier, and it can in turn cause that subsolar abscess.
If we had a weakened or a compromised hoof wall where we had some stretching in the white line itself, is that a little more conducive to a horse abscessing?
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming the reason would be is that we have the hoof wall is essentially opened up.
Yes, sir.
For unwanted debris.
Right.
Now, will that unwanted debris migrate up?
Yes, it can get
the hoof wall.
It can get impacted in that hoof wall, and the thought behind that is the hoof wall is the weight-bearing structure of the hoof. When that becomes compromised, the sole will start to bear weight. So with the erosion of the hoof wall, the white line, that sole starts bearing weight, and that's where you can get into bruising from graveling or whatever it may be.
And from a nutritional standpoint, where we have compromised hoof quality,
mm-hmm.
is a hoof supplement going to be of benefit to us?
Most definitely. When you have a quality hoof supplement, that's going to help with the regeneration of the dermal tissue of the hoof. So with that being said, if it can regenerate quicker, the more likely you get new material in to replace the material that's been damaged.
Okay. And bottom line, what we're doing is we're growing that old foot out and we're replacing it with much healthier foot.
Yes, sir.
So would you agree that if we have a good, healthy foot, we're less likely to have some of the secondary issues, such as an abscess?
Yes, sir.
Thrush,
Yep.
white line, and so forth.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
All right. Thank you, Vance.
You bet. Thank you.
Yes, sir.